Afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Joko Outdoors. My name's Ken, and today I'm making some deer jerky. All right, so first thing I want to talk to you about is about spices. All right, so I told you guys if I had killed a second deer that we were going to make some jerky. I got a nice doe last Sunday on the December 6th, and like I said, I chopped it up into some jerky pieces. I made about 16 pounds of ground deer and a nice back strap. I mean, they're two big ones, and the tenderloins. I'll package that up, and I put the jerky into two different bags. I got one in the original and one in hickory, and this is the seasoning I'm using for this particular one. This is a Gamekeeper seasoning. It's put out by Mossy Oak. Found this at Walmart. I don't know if Walmart still carries it, so I haven't even looked on Amazon for these yet. I've had this since last year. We had planned to do jerky last year, but I only got one doe, so it is what it is. But anyway, I've looked for this at other Walmarts, and if your Walmarts are like my Walmarts, you have one that carries some stuff, another one that carries some stuff, another carry. So trying to hunt and peck around for these things, because I've seen these on the shelf, whole thing at Walmart, and different. They got them in individuals. This is a 3-pack. It's got original whiskey pepper and a hickory, and I'm gonna save the whiskey pepper for one if I get another deer. We'll do that one, and then I'm gonna make my own special mix, because I've done it once before. It was pretty good. But anyway, let's get started on this. I'll show you how we're going to do this, show you the meat thickness and all that stuff, and we'll get it going. Alright, down here, this is my dehydrator. Got this thing off of Amazon about probably 2-3 years ago, and it has been a workhorse. We have done everything under the sun in this thing. We've already made a jerky in this before, so 3 years ago, we had enough deer to make jerky in this. I think that was the first thing we used it for, was jerky. It's done herbs, it's done flowers, it's done I made 3 quarts of chili powder this past summer. This thing almost ran continuously during the summer. Just between rotating stuff in and out. I mean, it's been a workhorse. It's made by Samson, and I'll try and find this and put the description, or put the link for Amazon down in the description, because I'm telling you what, it's not a name brand one, but I will put this up against anybody's. I also have another little round one, and that one we got at the thrift store for $5, so it was a pretty good deal. But it doesn't have a temperature control, so that one we mostly use just for herbs and flowers and things like that. So we put them up and put them in there and just turn it on and let it run until they're dry. But this needs to be temperature controlled because we're cooking meat in this. Alright, so let's get this thing set up. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trays. And we had another one that went down here at the bottom to catch the drippings, but it met a demise some years ago. I'm not going to get into that. But anyway, so the thing about jerky is you want to set it on the tray so that the meat does not touch. You don't want it touching each other. So kind of like what you put your kids in the back seat until they don't touch each other, that's where you want to put this meat on the tray. Now, why does it need to be the same thickness? Well, it's because your dehydrator, you want it all to dehydrate at the same rate. You don't want to have some meat that's really dehydrated and some that's not really dehydrated, and having to run it over and over again. That piece is a little bit wonky. It's got a little high spot on it. So I'll try and lay it flat on there as best as possible. And the way I did this is, I had my, a plan of I was going to use this particular type of meat. But what I did is this time, sometimes when I trim it down with a, just take this knife and start slicing. This time I cut it into kind of little square blocks off the hindquarters, and then made my slices off of that. So that's And it seemed to be a little bit easier to get uniform pieces that way. Get this guy's laid out here. Smells wonderful. Oh, there goes one for a dog. Like putting a puzzle together. Alright, we got it all loaded up. So this is what the tray looks like. Got 4 trays. This is just one flavor. So we got another one. This is the hickory. We got the original that I'll be doing after this. So slide the cover over. Turn this on. We're going to set a temperature. We're going to set this at, this particular one goes to 158. So I usually do jerky between 145 and 165. Well, 158 is right in the middle. And we're going to do this for about 7 hours. You know, that gives it plenty of time to get this circulated. Now, some resources that you'll read and some things that'll show you, they tell you that you need to get the temperature of the meat to 165 degrees before you dehydrate it. Well, I've never ever done that before. That means you got to turn your oven on, get it all done, put it in there for about an hour. You know, it does take a little bit longer to dehydrate if you don't do it that way. It's kind of, if you want to make a quicker jerky. But I don't, you know, I just rely on, because this thing works so well, I just let it roll. Alright, so I'll pick you guys back up when this is done, and I'll show you what it's supposed to look like when it comes out. What you're supposed to have when you know it's done, you should be able to bend it, and it should break but not snap like it's you know, a piece of plastic. Alright, so we'll get back to you in a bit.
6 hours later.
7 hours, and let's see what it's supposed to look like. So when you take it out and you bend it, you should see see how it's separating like that. That's what you want to see. And this is what happens when you get some that aren't the same thickness. They get a little crunchy at the end. So this is one of the reasons why I told you I'm going to be buying a slicer before next season. So let's give it a little taste test and see what we think. Deer jerky.
Yum, yum.
There ain't nothing better. That's jerky. Chewy. Good. Well, guys, I want to thank you for joining us. If you have not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And give me a thumbs up for this video if you liked it. And be sure you ring the notification bell so you can see when we put new videos up. And share our videos so people can see what we're doing. They might be interested. So next time, I'll see you guys later. But remember, this is God's country. See ya.